Assalamu alaikum students. Today we will discuss exercise question number 4, part number 4. What is cell range? Give one example. Answer is on page number 51. And exercise question number 5, part number 2. Explain basic elements of a worksheet. Answer is on page number 50 and 51. Students, on page number 51, topic is basic elements of a worksheet. There are 5 basic elements of a worksheet. Now we will discuss all of these. First is columns. Columns in our worksheet are arranged vertically. They are identified by alphabet in the column header from A to Z, AA, AB, AC to XFD. This is the range of column alphabets, column representations. Students, here we can see in the figure 3.8, these are the vertical lines. The top position in each column is known as column header. And here we can see that in each column header an alphabet is written. This alphabet is showing the name of the column. Next is rows. Rows are arranged horizontally in a worksheet. They are identified by numbers in the row header 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 are the numbers, and these numbers are used to represent the rows in a worksheet. Students, similarly in figure 3.8 we can see here are horizontal lines, and these horizontal lines are actually rows. These are the leftmost positions of rows, and these leftmost positions are known as row headers. In row headers, numbers are written which are representing the rows. Next is cell. The intersection of row and column in a worksheet is called cell, or we can say that the area where rows and columns intersect is a cell. Cell is the basic unit in a worksheet where we can enter data, we can write function, we can write formula, we can modify data, or we can perform calculations. Next important term associated with the cell is active cell. Active cell is the cell which is currently selected. There are two methods for the identification of the active cell. First one is MS Excel displays the black border around the active cell. So by this black border we can identify the active cell. Second method is the name box displays the address of the active cell. So using the name box we can identify the active cell. Next is cell address or cell reference. Just like home address, school address, there is also an address associated with each cell or group of cells. Cell address or cell reference basically identifies the location of a cell or group of cells in a worksheet. It consists of a column letter and row number that intersect at the cell's location. For example, in figure 3.8, this is the active cell. This active cell is in the C column and 6th row. So the address of this cell is C6. This address is displayed in the name box C6. These cell references are used in formulas, function charts, and other Excel commands. For example, if we have entered the data in the cell C6 and we want to perform the calculations in the cell E6 using the data value stored in the cell C6. Instead of writing the data value of the cell C6, we simply write the reference or address of the cell C6 in the cell E6 in order to perform calculations. That's why cell addresses or cell references are useful in formulas to perform different calculations. Next is cell range. Selecting more than one cell is known as cell range. For example, in this figure, selected cells are from C4 to F7. So, C4 to F7 is the range of cells. Next point is how to represent a cell range. Usually, cell range is represented by two cell references separated by a colon. For example, if the selected cells are from C6 to F8, then cell range can be written as C6 colon F8. This is the cell range. In this cell range, C6 is the start point or starting cell, and F8 is the end point or ending cell. So first cell reference tells us about the start of the cell range, and the second or the ending cell reference tells us about the last cell selected in the cell range. Students, mark this heading cell range for the answer of question number 4, part number 4 also.